Hi, Anil. How are you? Thank you so much for coming to my show. I know you're busy, so you're going to share with my viewers, introduce yourself, and also, yeah, let's begin.
First of all, good morning to you, Kristen, and then good day for everyone watching right now because I'm not
Yes.
sure what time is it there in your place. So thank you first of all for watching us right now, and hopefully you guys can learn something from the talk today.
Yes.
So a little bit about me. I'm a senior mechanical engineering student at here in California State, Long Beach, here in California. So hopefully hoping to graduate by the end of this year, finishing my mechanical engineering degree. And currently, I'm also doing a personal project. I'm trying to make a drone, a big drone, like a
Wow.
man-sized one.
I
Yeah.
love drones. I love drones.
So I'm
Yes.
lucky. I'm lucky enough to actually do something, even with this pandemic. Especially, you can't really do you can join activities and stuff like that because of the pandemic. But I'm lucky enough to be able to join and do such thing like a big project. So that's what I do so
Wow.
far
Thank
currently. Yeah.
you so much, Anil. Really, we really do appreciate. So you're doing mechanical engineering or you're doing computer?
Mechanical engineering.
Wow. So, guys, you see, mechanical engineers can also deal with robots. So, that's very interesting. Wow. Thank you so much. So, you guys, again, this is Girls for STEM. We're here to encourage girls to pursue science and technology. And we're also here to acknowledge other scientists who have navigated STEM and those that are navigating STEM. Anil, he's navigating STEM. So we would like to have him so we can hear more about, what he's doing. So Anil, I have a question. So how did this STEM career start? Did your parents talk about it on the table when you were growing? Did you hear anyone around passing talk about STEM? Can you take us back when you were about 4 or 5 years growing up? What was going on?
Perfect. Okay, got it. So first of all, when I was a kid, I never heard anything from my parents about what career job I should pursue because they probably think that I'm so young still. I'm not able to comprehend such topics, right? So, one thing I really want to note here is when you were a kid, and when I was a kid, I might not be able to understand, but subconsciously, I kind of like improve or enhance my way of thinking. So, what I see really matters. So, for my part, my story, it was my dad who's actually my model. He didn't talk. He's a mechanical engineer, but he did not talk to me about it. So seeing him being an independent person, where I could see literally everything, any problem, situations, he solves it. And I don't know what it's called back then. I don't know. Okay, that's what engineers do. So I'm like, okay, I want to be like him until I gained, enough knowledge and realized that okay, I learned enough and I know my dad is doing engineering and I just want to be like him. So it starts from there. Even as a child, I think as a parent, it's important that like whatever actions that you do in front of them is somewhat like would make an impact in the future, even if you don't talk to them about it. Make sure be a good role model to to your kids and stuff.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So, I always encourage parents to create an environment in the house that is very conducive for someone to be able, for kids to be able to do science and technology. And I always encourage parents either to talk about it and also when they go out or wherever they take them, to showcase the, some of the engineering so it can, they can have an idea or to sensitize them. So it's also interesting how silently and quietly how a parent can encourage their child to pursue science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And you have expressed it so well that he, just by his actions, right? You
Yes.
could tell that, I want to be like him,
Yeah.
you know.
So yeah, I totally agree with that. It's just I actually, if you want to know more about it, it affects me so much to the
Mm.
point that being a Filipino,
Yes,
coming back to Philippines, most of the stereotypes of being Filipino
yes.
is everyone needs to be a nurse. Like all of us are nurses.
That's what I'm very intrigued to see you. Actually, a lot of them, that's how I see. So I was like, wow, that's interesting. Yes, continue.
Yeah, so I really it made me break that stereotype. Like I want to be something different, like just just seeing my dad, it's all enough. It's enough for me to know what I want. Other than that, like I pursued engineering for 10 years. I've been studying bachelor mechanical engineering for 10 years due to some situations and stuff like
Yes.
that. I had to repeat,
Mm.
but all I know one thing is I'm dedicated to continue what I want to do. Like I can't see myself anything else. I don't see myself being a nurse. I don't see myself being a doctor. I don't see myself being a businessman. So I think that's amazing. Like as a kid, it would really that's the foundation basically. Because when you let's say when someone started to mature, everything that you take in, you just learn it. Yeah, it's easy to learn, but like something deep, like when you were a kid, like it's already building it. So make sure, like even if you don't talk about it, show them like how independent you are. That the qualities of being an engineer is really important as well too. And to top of that, like if you want to talk about it for parents to their kids, involve them to these activities where they're gonna have to do some complex thinking. I think that would slowly build the nature of being an engineer.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's really true. And I just like the way you've said, how determined you've been. I'll tell you, Enio, I pursued my career in engineering very late. Um, Not when you are young, for example, between 18 and 19, 20, somewhere there. I didn't do that. If I tell you I pursued my engineering after 35, that's when I started pursuing my engineering much, much more, thinking about it, wanting to do it. So it's very interesting that, people also know that they can enter this career at any different levels,
Agree.
actually. And what matters is the determination, guys. That's all you need to put in. You can switch. I've been, telling my viewers, you can switch if you want. It's up to you. There is no limitation. Take your time. If it's going to take time, you will get there. I got there. And I remember sometimes people were saying, you want to do your engineering very late. So how long will it take for you to work? But guess what? Today, they look at me and say, what? She finished and she's already working. So there's a lot of discouragement as you go on. So I just want to encourage my viewers that, guys, it doesn't matter at what age you can start it. It doesn't matter when you finish, but it's the determination that really, really matters. Wow, thank you so much for sharing that, Anil. So the other
Yeah.
question I wanted to ask is, what other challenges have you faced, so that if there are any boys looking at you, and you are in STEM right now, you're pursuing and you hope to finish, is it this year or next year?
Yes, this year.
This year. Oh my
Mhm.
God. Please let me know when it's time for your graduation.
Well, I did not walk the ceremony. It was last May, but it's
Uh-huh.
pandemic. I'm kind of like scared to go out there, so I did not. I'm sad. Like I wish I was able to walk with my family and get awarded for
I
such.
know. Wow. Wow. It will happen regardless. So just be in the zone and say, this thing I've
Yes,
always wanted. It's here finally.
that's what matters. Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, so
matters.
yeah, you can enjoy. So what other challenges would you want to share, and how you've overcome them? So the reason I'm asking this is to showcase to the young ones that are watching, parents, that it doesn't matter what we go through. I have gone through so many challenges for me to even finish my career, but guess what?
Right.
I finished. So would you share with my viewers whatever challenges you feel comfortable that you've gone through, so they
For
can
sure.
see kids and as well as parents?
Of course. So I believe, first of all, I believe that like each of us have different stories, different struggles, but overall, we live in the same world, same reality. Just know that like no matter what, that struggle is not gonna last for long. But your determination would always be there. It depends on you. It just really depends on you. If you're determined, there might be a problem that like 2 years or something, you live more than 50 or 60 or 70 years. Be determined for all your life. Like nothing could stop you. So as for my story, a little bit personal, but I would like to share this so you guys could
Yes,
relate.
yes, yes.
Um, I grew up from the Philippines, a third world country as well. I was able to move here back in 2014, and one first struggle that I had is, English is not my first language. I don't know, like I studied English, but I never practiced them, so I can't really speak
But you
English.
are so good. Just to tell you, you are. Oh my God. Okay,
Thank
continue.
you.
Yes.
Yes. So when I got here in 2014 with my family, basically a good reset from what we had from the Philippines. So having the mindset, I need you as an engineer. I think I have to adjust right away, adapt. There's no time for homesickness, like no time for me to adjust to cry about it, no time. So I had to find a job right away to support my family. And that's when I realized too that like I thought after studying 3 years of mechanical engineering from the Philippines,
Mm.
I thought I'm just gonna continue the last 2 years here in the United States. But when I moved, I learned I have to repeat everything. So homesickness, being not able to speak in English, um, knowing that I have to repeat 5 more years to study, to pursue what I want. It's such like my first year is a little bit stressful, but
Yes.
my determination, I believe, is what pushed me. First, my determination to become an engineer, my determination to support my family and be proud of them being proud of me, of what I accomplished. And actually, surpassing those struggles makes your personality strong as well too. Like as a person, you get strong. So that's one of the most struggles now. One of my weaknesses before is, I'm a shy type, I'm timid, I'm not confident enough. And going into like an engineering here in the United States is different from the Philippines. So I'm like, I have to step up
Yes.
because like the level, the platform is completely different. So um, a lot of studying for sure. That's what you need. Like, that's what I had to do.
Yes.
Catching up sometimes, when something is only required to get studied for 2 hours, I
Hmm.
take 5 to 7 hours to study them because I have to do catch ups before I
Yes.
even was able to answer something. So
Yes.
that's one of the struggle. But I became a manager of a store after 2 years of being here, just
Yes.
because I think language, English is important, but I think actions and how you work, your work ethic, your school ethic, the way you study is more important because people can see through it.
Yes.
Like even if I can't speak well, based with my actions, they will see it for a certain amount of time. They just need to see it. Yeah. So I think that's like one of the most struggles that up until now, it still impacts me because of the disadvantages that I have. Like I moved from the Philippines. I never had the same resources as, people right here, but I will never see it as like you know, a disadvantage or unfair. It's not unfair, but I think I have something, you know, greater
Yes.
that I know of compared to others. Yeah, I developed myself, like to handle such stress, such problems, and actually that is an important aspect of being an engineer.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, Neil, what you've shared, it's really important. I've got viewers here from different countries, maybe about 20 countries or so that come to watch my show. And you touched a part that I also went through. I naturally was born and raised in Zambia.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to school in Zambia. I did, they call it vocational training college.
Right.
So we call it a diploma over there. So when I came to United States, I thought I can automatically just transfer to go to the university. And I tried that for about 3 years,
Yes.
trying to transfer. So they kept on taking me round because they said you need to convert whatever degree you had to United States. So I
Right.
tried that; it was not working. And then I said, should I stop this? Should I just leave it? I could feel my whole self was so invested in, like, there is nothing else I can do apart from completing that. So when you started talking about that, it just brought memories. I just want to encourage you, you hear my story. And I worked so hard to try and still pursue. For 3 years the universities were denying me because they don't understand the curriculum we had. And can you imagine to just have your curriculum transferred by that time from my college where I was
Mm-hmm.
to United
Yes.
States? Oh my God. You know what I said one day? I woke up, I said, I'm going to start afresh. If I have
Yes.
to do this, I'll start afresh. You know what I did? I went to the community college
Same.
and I went and wrote for the prerequisites. I said, I will start from. Guess what? I went for calculus, I think I mentioned earlier on, to do the prerequisite, and I wrote for English, and then they placed me where I fit. That's how they do it. So I knew I started from there, you can imagine. But one thing I do not regret is when I started from that point, now I could compete with American standard
Right.
of thinking in terms of engineering. I am so glad I went there because now I became very competitive with American standards. So I could not feel that I was, because what I realized, I was so underprivileged, so many resources and so many things that I didn't know. So I had to fight so hard to get to a place where the American standards were for engineers at that level. So I was glad I did that because it gave me so much confidence. Then I
Right.
realized, oh well, now I can, I can go to the university. So by the time I'm being transferred to the university, now I had so many universities want to take me after I went through the college. So now University of Texas Dallas wanted to take me. California State University wanted to take me. I have other universities that wanted to take me. So I had now to make a choice which university I should go to. And since I stayed here, I stayed in California more. So I decided to take up in California, and I also had some advantages in California to go to university. Things like, if you've been here for a long time, how much you pay is different, things like that. So I took up California. So, that story, it's good that we can share with our viewers. Guys, we go through different things in our career. And this platform would like to share with those that are listening, those that are interested, that regardless of what you're going through, you will
Mm-hmm.
still make it. Anil was
Yes.
also telling us his story, how he's navigating step. He's almost there, guys. And we're going to also, he will come here to come and share us about his graduation. We have to hear that so that we can get encouraged, guys. After whatever he's going through, he gets to graduate, and he also starts his work, so we can hear more how he's doing. Wow. Thank you so much, Anil, for telling that story. I really,
Mm-hmm.
really do appreciate. So, Anil, the other thing I want to say is,
Mm-hmm.
me and you right now we're in the United States, and we've got certain privileges, of course, now that we're here.
Yes.
So, when you
Agree.
look back home, um, even me, I look back home, other countries, they are less privileged in terms of resources. So, what would you say to a girl growing up in Philippines, a girl growing up in other parts of the world? How can they pursue engineering?
First, I think giving them enough, like this platform that we're doing right now is a big
Mm,
help for sure,
yes.
because this is like one of the free resources that they could listen to, watch to, and see
Mm,
what the other stories of other people, what's going
yes.
on here in the United States.
Yes.
That's the first thing, self knowledge.
Mhm.
Second, I'd like to the encouragement,
Mhm.
like what we are doing right now, um, for small girls that like working in the Philippines. Like I think their technology is advancing. First of all, United States might be the first one, or like one of the top technology country right here.
Mhm.
But it's not like it's limited to United States only. Hopefully, it expands up onto like a third world country, like Philippines and other countries, third world countries, and
Yes.
hopefully by that time, just never. I wish young kids, the young girl kids, would never stop um, pursuing what they want, especially if they're encouraged to take engineering, because by the time when the time comes, there will be enough technology for them. Even if they're in the third world country, there will be enough technology for them to work on, to
Yes.
improve on. So hopefully, right now, I'd say currently it's not the technology is not evenly distributed, among each countries. But I'm hoping in the future that all countries will be even with technologies advanced as well. And by that time comes, hopefully we have engineers, girl engineers, boy engineers that's working in that country to improve and maintain the technology, to continue it. So to encourage them, I think as a kid, this is the best step. Like first, gain enough knowledge, especially for parents.
Mhm.
Talk to them about it, especially parents who was able to watch this kind of videos, this
Yes.
podcast. At least open them to such opportunity. That's the first thing.
Yes. Wow. Now you are very right. So there's a question here, Anil. Can you see the question?
Does USA accept diploma from Australia or any diploma that is not American? It's not accredited by the USA. Okay, so I have a story with that one. Um, I studied in the Philippines, maybe 3 years of mechanical engineering in the Philippines. There's this thing called like a degree or level for each universities. If it's ABET, have you guys ever heard of that ABET accredited school?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, if it's for, let's say, for example, mechanical engineering ABET accredited, it means internationally, if you graduate here, for example, I'm gonna use my country, okay, like see if it applies to you guys. If I graduate in the Philippines as a mechanical engineer, the ABET accredited degree or level will be recognized internationally. So only if I graduate. But like I said, I did not finish my school, my degree in the Philippines. So, even if it's my degree or mechanical engineering in my school in the Philippines is ABET accredited, it's not gonna work because I did not graduate there. I did not obtain my bachelor's degree there. So when I move here, it really depends on your school, because when I moved in, I brought my transcript, my university transcript, and then I had it evaluated um, by the Department of Education um, evaluation center kind of thing, to
Yes.
see if it depends on the units taken, if it
Mm-hmm.
aligned. So it depends if they think that they covered pretty much the same syllabus for each classes, they would check it out. Okay, you don't have to repeat this, but for most of the thing like prerequisites, American history, you're still gonna have to repeat them. So it will help. The degree in other country will help definitely, but you're gonna have to do some catch ups when you move here in the United States.
Yes, Anil is right. So what happens? It's true what he's saying. So there are companies that will review your transcripts and they'll convert them to the US units.
Yes.
And US is very strict with units. You cannot pass through their requirements. So they will make sure that those diplomas are converted to the US standards.
Yes.
So there are companies like Anil is saying that will convert those into US standards. Even the US schools themselves, they do convert. and they can accept you, and they will tell you where. So the US, one good thing, they accept anyone from any country. As long as you want to come to school, guys, you can come.
Yes.
That's all. They will just make sure you are you able to come in. If you can't come in at university level, guys, you can come in at community college level. You can go and start your diploma there. You can tell them if you can't make it to the university, you can go to the community college, and you can go and have your transcript transcribed, and also they can make sure that you can fit into specific classes at that level. They are really good at that, guys. I tried myself.
And
No.
I know one who actually graduated from the Philippines as she's a civil engineering graduate, and
Uh-huh.
then when she moved here,
Mm-hmm.
she just need to take the licensure, the engineering in training
Yes.
license, and then she was able to get a job slowly and gain
Wow. But
experience.
still, they had to make her take the EIT. They call it what?
Yeah,
Right?
it's an exam you can study on yourself. There's a lot of resources right here. Actually,
Show us.
I have one right here.
Oh my God.
Before I
Practice.
graduate,
So are you already studying that one?
hopefully, when things, because right now there's a lot of school loads, I'm
Yes.
trying to like start it as much as I can, and also
Wow.
work on my 3D printer right here.
Oh, oh my, you should show us one of these days what you're doing. Please, please show
Yeah,
my viewers one day how you do it, like 15 minutes or something like that. I think we'll be glad to see that.
yeah, for sure. Once I figured it out, I'm having trouble, but it's part of of engineering. You solve
Yes.
problems.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. And make sure you can send me that book. I would like to see if it's something I can also take that. Guys, here we are here to share knowledge, to understand what else we can do, and that's why we bring in engineers, scientists, technology, so we can share resources, so we can share a lot of information, so that we can be enhance ourselves, because that's the only way we can do. If engineers, scientists keep quiet and they're just doing their own things, how do we learn? It's very difficult for us. So
Yes,
okay, so my next question, Anil, oh my God, that was interesting. Thank you so much. So
you're
I had
welcome.
posed a question from one of my viewers here. So
Hmm.
do you think robots are going to take away our jobs?
Okay, so I was building my thoughts on that one. I think it's kind of like hard to say what exactly is gonna happen, but
Yes.
people are scared of the changes. Job wise, there might not be any difference. It's not gonna change anything. Engineers will never lose their job, even if they're robots, just because I think robots are like the same as aerospace, as like
Yes.
making rockets,
Mm,
improving
mm,
technologies, creating satellites around Earth. It's the same thing. But we always need engineers to improve. But I think if we create robots for a certain job to do, it might not affect the engineers, but it might affect people who has, who's gonna be working on such things, what robots will be doing in the future.
mm.
Like let's say making ice creams,
Yes.
like robots, instead of like people serving it manually, it might just like be automatic and robotic, like it will just serve it to you automatically. I
Yes.
think people are scared, people like them are scared to get affected and lose the jobs, but I think they will not lose the jobs. There will just be a switch or shift of their job responsibility.
Mm.
Their job will be now to support um, that robot and maintain them, have enough training to simply maintain them. Engineers will always be there to
Mm.
improve on it,
Yes.
but we will need people to maintain those robots. And it's, I think everyone could learn, everyone could, technically maintain it. So
Wow.
there will be not much difference when it comes to job employments.
Wow, thank you so much, Anil. That was a really, really good response. It's
Yeah.
true. And I remember one day we went to for an industrial tour with our professor, and we found the owners were saying they put this robot. Can you imagine? You're working, right? And these people, they used to do abrasion on the the engine for the plane. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
engine for the plane has got that circular
Yes, the
embedment.
turbines.
That one, yes. So they do abrasion on it. So can you imagine when you see it? It's very shiny. You know, when you see a plane going and it's very shiny.
Right.
So a robot can be programmed, you know that, to do abrasion like a human being. It's unbelievable. So can you imagine you are working and then next day you find there's a robot next to you,
Scary, scary.
a big thing next to you, and it will be doing the abrasion when you're not there, or when you are there, it's working with you. So it was very tormenting for these workers to see
Oh,
that, you know.
actually, yeah, you're right. Like, from what you said, robots could do very complex jobs and make things easier for humans at the same time. And I think, going back to employment, sorry about this, I have to go back.
Oh no.
Um, if if robots can make jobs faster,
Mhm.
the what do you call it? The marketing,
Mhm.
economic will get
Yes.
faster as well. So it will open more jobs as well. Hopefully.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This subject can keep going and going.
Yes, agree.
So
It's too
I really
complicated.
appreciate it's a very, very good topic. So I have one topic I wanted to discuss. I hope Patrick is here. Patrick, are you available? Please let us know if you're available. I'd like to bring you in for a topic. So I will start the topic whilst we're getting ready for Patrick to come in if he's going to come in. So, Anil, the women are saying when they are working at their jobs that they have to work more than men for the companies to see them that they are serious. What do you think about the statement women are making?
Sorry, can you repeat
So
that question?
let me elaborate more. So the women are saying whenever they are in the workplace at
Mm-hmm.
work, they have to work as twice as men, as twice as men, for men to see that they're hardworking. If they just work like, just working, they are really not considered as working, but they have to work so hard that they can see, oh,
Yes.
that's Maria. She does production, or she does designing. So,
Yeah.
what are your comments about that?
Okay.
Is that true, or and why?
Okay, so I think when women say that, I think it's true. It
Hmm.
happens
Yes,
because of due to the history. It
yes,
happens. We're now into moving forward into trying to improve that
yes.
aspect,
Hmm.
and but I believe it still happened. I feel sorry. I'm really sorry for
Yes.
women engineers who experiencing that.
Hmm.
But I'd like to say that hopefully in the future, because
Yes.
right now in
Hmm.
my generations,
Hmm.
um I've seen like couple of women engineers students as me in
Yes.
campus.
Hmm.
I see them the same level. I respect them as other men engineers. I
Yes.
actually had to rely on her
Yes.
and to study with her. It's like she's
Hmm.
intelligent as me.
Yes.
She's as intelligent as other men out there.
Yes.
So I think I'm wishing for it to improve in the near future, and I'm
Hmm.
really sorry. Hopefully, um, to whoever woman engineer experiencing it right now,
Yes.
hopefully it gets better.
Yes.
Hopefully, I think it's the mentality of the past. Like
Hmm.
older generations right now, they still have that kind of mentality that like men should be doing engineering and stuff like that.
Yes.
It
Yes.
should change. They should learn how to adjust because it's been proven. Like a lot of women engineers are working in the aerospace industry, automotive industry. There's no question about it. They need to start, especially older generations, they need to start accepting it. So yeah, because right now, at least in my generation, I could say in my experience, all male engineers in my class
Hmm.
respects the all women engineers. It's
Yes.
the same thing. It's never been a problem to us. Like yeah,
Wow.
so that's my
Wow.
thoughts.
And thank you so much, Anil, what you've said. Just like me, when I was doing my career, oh, yes. The men, they did respect that we are all competitors. We are the same. we and even the respect. So I think the new generation coming up, we need to encourage them that, we can do the same thing. I know there are certain things that they still want to think that we can't do, maybe lifting heavy things like that. But for example, like yesterday I was watching a tech movie with the kids, how they make Porsche, the car. And then we saw a lot of men, they were moving things. And guess what? The things that these men were working on, it's not something hard. It's not something that they were pushing heavy things that the women can't do. So the kids were asking, they're like, wow, there's nothing much that the men are doing that's so heavy that we can't do. We can do that. I said, yes, that's why we're encouraging you girls to pursue. So the more girls can get into there, the more they can realize that they can also do those jobs. And especially there are computers, robots that are helping us. That will really, really be great.
Um,
Wow, no, thank you so much.
yes.
I knew what you've said. So